Hello everyone, and welcome to day 2 of the San Diego Unified Visual and Performing Arts Online Theater Art Workshop Series. I am Miss Bianca, your instructor and your guide for today. So today we're going to be learning all about using our voice. So by the end of today, you will be able to say, I can use my voice as an actor. I can use my voice to clearly express a story on stage, and I can warm up my body, voice, and imagination. So let's get started. It's time for a recap. Let's review everything that we've learned in our previous lesson. First, theater is the art of acting out a story live. Number 2, an actor is a person who uses their body, their imagination, and their voice to clearly portray a story on stage. And number 3, the tools of an actor are body, voice, and imagination. The diaphragm is a muscle you use to push air out of your body and can also help you clearly project your voice on stage. An audience is a group of people who are watching a show. And a warm-up exercise. A warm-up is an acting exercise that we use to prepare our bodies, our imagination, and our voices for the stage. So, speaking of warm-ups, let's get started with our daily warm-ups. Let's start today with our imagination exercise. So remember, make sure you're in a space with plenty of room to move around, and you are going to move around this entire space. So part of the warm-up exercise rule is that you have to use your entire space, no matter how big or how little that space may be. One more rule of this imagination warm-up exercise: you have to use your body and your imagination, but not your voice. So don't make any sounds, only imagine yourself acting out this role, and of course, using all of the space that you have available. So here is your first scenario. You are going to imagine you are an airplane. So remember, you want to use all of the space to complete this activity, and feel free to use your body in different ways. Maybe you're playing the engine of an airplane, or perhaps you're the entire airplane. Remember to use your arms or your legs as wings. Imagine what it feels like to travel as an airplane, to start from the ground and then slowly lift into the air. And imagine what it must feel like to be in the air as an airplane with so much energy and so much power pushing you along the air. Imagine what the wind must feel like on your face if you're an airplane. Imagine how fast you can fly if you're an airplane. And imagine how slowly you can fly if you're an airplane. So use your entire body and your entire space to pretend or imagine you're an airplane. And scene. Great job, actors. Now here is your second scenario. Okay, your second scenario is you are going to imagine you are stuck in quicksand. So if you are in quicksand, you are slowly sinking into the earth with sand slowly surrounding you. And this is very, very wet and heavy sand. But remember, you are going and you're sinking very, very slowly. So first, imagine what it must feel like to have just stepped into that quicksand. The weight of your foot being pulled down closer and closer underneath the earth. And imagine what it must feel like for your other foot to start to feel as though you're being pulled into this big, huge puddle of wet sand. And remember, if you're sinking in quicksand, you can't move whatever has already touched the quicksand. So as soon as that part of your body is in quicksand, you can't move it because it's too heavy to pull it out. Now, imagine what it must feel like for your knees to be stuck in quicksand because the quicksand is rising higher and higher. And imagine what it must feel like for your thighs to be stuck in quicksand, and then your waist, and then all the way up to your chest and scene. So when you're imagining these scenarios, remember, you want to imagine things as specifically as possible. You can use some of my visual and verbal cues to help you, but feel free to allow your imagination to run wild with these scenarios. Great job, actors. So remember, if you would like to repeat any of that warm-up exercise, feel free to pause the video right here and rewind it, or pause it and give yourself enough time to complete the exercise. So now let's talk about warming up our bodies. We're going to focus on warming up different parts of our bodies so that we can be prepared for the stage to use our bodies in various different ways. So now let's start with our head. We're going to put our head up and down and allow our head to go all the way around. Now we're going to start with our shoulders, rolling our shoulders back. And we're going to roll our shoulders forward. Now we're going to roll one shoulder at one time. Here, now we're going to move our arms. One arm, our right arm. And now we're going to move our left arm. Now we're going to move both arms, and we're going to stop. We're going to start with our arms here and move our arms inward, bending at our elbows, and then out. In and out. In, out, in, out. Excellent job. Now we're going to move our wrist. We're going to move our wrist in circles, allowing our hands to move in a circular motion, and then we're going to move the opposite direction. Now we're going to shake both of our hands and we'll drop. Now we're going to move our legs. We're going to bend our right leg, pulling it as close to our chest as we can. Now we will do the same with our left leg, bending and standing on our right leg at the same time. Now we're going to move both of our legs and stop. Now we're going to shake one of our legs, which would be the right leg. We're just going to shake that leg and allow it to fly in any direction it wants. And then we're going to shake the left leg. Now we're going to shake both legs. And we're going to shake both of our arms. And we're going to shake our heads and stop. Now before we warm up other parts of our bodies, let's start with our face. We're going to warm up our face a little bit by opening our eyes very wide and close your eyes. Open your eyes again very widely and close your eyes. Now I want you to raise your eyebrows as though you are surprised, and frown your eyebrows together as though you are angry. Raise your eyebrows again and frown them together. Excellent job. Now open your mouth extremely wide and close your mouth extremely tightly. Open your mouth widely and close your mouth tightly. Now we're going to allow our entire face to open. So open your mouth widely, open your eyes, and raise your eyebrows. And now we're going to close our faces by frowning our eyebrows, closing our eyes, and pushing our lips together. Close your face. Open, close. Open, close. Open, close. Excellent job, actors. So remember, if you would like to repeat any of that warm-up exercise, feel free to pause the video right here and rewind it, or pause it and give yourself enough time to complete the exercise. Excellent job, actors. That was just a quick physical warm-up to get our bodies ready for the stage. Now, we are going to transition into our vocal warm-ups. Warm-ups intended for our voice. In the first vocal warm-up exercise, we are going to count to 10 using our diaphragm. Remember, we want to put our hands on our stomach to push the air out of our bodies. And at the same time, we're going to allow that activity to push our voices across the stage. So let's count to 10 on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent job, actors. Now we're going to do it very quietly and then get louder as we count. Count it with me. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to go backwards, starting loudly and then becoming more quiet. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent job, actors. So remember, if you would like to repeat any of that warm-up exercise, feel free to pause the video right here and rewind it, or pause it and give yourself enough time to complete the exercise. In our next exercise, we are going to do our tongue twisters. This week, our tongue twisters will be Unique New York and Specific Pacific. Let's start with Unique New York. I'm going to say it one time, and then we're going to say it together 6 times. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Unique New York. Unique New York, 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 unique New York. Excellent job. Let's try that one more time. On the count of 3, 6 times, Unique New York. 1, 2, 3. Unique New York, 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 unique New York. Excellent job, actors. Now, let's try Unique New York again, but slowly. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Unique New York, 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 unique New York. Unique New York, 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 unique New York. Excellent job, actors. Now for our second tongue twister today. Our next tongue twister will be Specific Pacific. On the count of 3, let's say it together 6 times. 1, 2, 3. Specific Pacific, specific Pacific, specific Pacific, specific Pacific, specific Pacific, specific Pacific. Excellent job, actors. So let's try that again a little bit faster. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Specific Pacific, specific Pacific, specific Pacific, specific Pacific, specific Pacific, specific Pacific. Excellent job, actors. I hope you are getting your muscles in your mouth and your cheeks and your chin ready to pronounce all of the words that you would need to pronounce on stage. Great job with those tongue twisters. Now, like we just did in our very last warm-up, let's focus on things that we can do as an actor to strengthen our voices on stage. There are 4 things we want to remember when we are acting on stage and using our voices. Number 1 is rate. We want to make sure that we're not speaking too slowly and not too quickly as well, because we want to make sure the audience can hear us clearly and that we're using the proper speed for our characters. Number 2, projection. Projection means that we want to make sure that everyone in the audience, including the people all the way in the back of the audience, can hear our voices. How do we do that? Part of it is by using our diaphragm, using the muscles in our stomach and in our lungs to help us push air out of our mouths and also push the sound out of our mouths as well into our audience. Number 3, clarity. You want to make sure you clearly pronounce your words so that all of your words can be heard and understood by your audience. So your tongue twisters can help you with this because it prepares your mouth to say your words very clearly and distinctly. And last but not least, expression. Expression is the way that we express our words or our sounds on stage. So remember when we were warming up our faces? Part of this is so that we express ourselves in a very exaggerated manner so that people can not only tell in our faces what we're feeling as a character, but they can also hear and clearly see us enunciating and pronouncing each of our words. So with those 4 things in mind, let's start our exercise for today. Today we will be doing a voice exercise. For this exercise, you will need the following. 1, another person from your home, or a stuffed animal or teddy bear, or any object that you can pretend to be another person. Keep in mind, this person will serve as the other actor in this exercise. So here are the instructions for this exercise. You and the other actor or object or teddy bear will stand on different sides of the room. You will walk towards the other actor after my cue, and you will greet the other actor and then walk away. However, in this case, instead of saying the greeting, you will use numbers. For example, you will say 1, 2, 3, 4 as if you were saying, "Hi, how are you?" And your other actor will respond by saying 5, 6, 7, 8 as if they're responding by saying, "I'm doing great." Now, if you don't have another person playing your actor, then you will be just in charge of saying 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you're working with an object or a teddy bear, you want to imagine what the response of the other actor would be. I am going to start with an example. So I'm going to say the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 as if I am saying, "Hi, how are you?" And I'm going to pretend that my actor is responding by saying 5, 6, 7, 8, and they should sound as though they're saying, "Fine, I'm doing great." 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, pause the video right here, and I want you to practice doing the exact same thing. You're going to say the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 as if you're saying, "Hi, how are you?" Pay close attention to the way that you're using your voice. Now, pause the video here and practice with your other actor or object. I'll be here when you return. Excellent, you're back. Now let's begin. On my cue, you are going to walk up to the other actor and greet them in various different ways. You will always use the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 when you're greeting the other actor. Every time I will give you a different scenario or a different way to greet the other actor, but you always have to use the same numbers. Think of those numbers as your script. A script, of course, is a collection of words that an actor uses to portray a character on stage. Remember to only use the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 in different ways when you're greeting the other actor. Remember, you want to use all of the rules that we discussed earlier to make sure that you're using your best acting voice on stage. Don't speak too slowly or too quickly. Number 2, make sure that you're projecting your voice and sending your voice across the room. Number 3, make sure that you're saying everything very, very clearly. And number 4, make sure you exaggerate your expressions. Now you are going to greet your fellow actor in the following scenario. Be sure to pause the video after I describe each scenario to give yourself time to complete the scenario. So here is your first manner. You are going to greet the other actor like your old enemies. One, two, three, four. Now you're going to greet the other actor like you are a snob. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, greet the other actor like your long-lost friends. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, pause the video after each description to give yourself enough time to complete the exercise. Now, greet the other actor like you're really in a hurry, but you're still very friendly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, greet the other actor like your business executives. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, greet the other actor as though you are very, very sad. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, greet the other actor as if you are very, very bored. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, greet the other actor very, very politely. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, greet the other actor as if it's very, very cold outside. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, greet the other actor while you're giggling. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, last but not least, greet the other actor as though you are a very suspicious spy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Greet the other actor as though you are a robot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent job. So you can consider that a practice round and pause the video here to try this again. But the next time you try this activity, try to grab someone from your house or a teddy bear or any object in your house who can act as your audience. This way, when you're saying something or when you're pronouncing your numbers, you can make sure that you're projecting so that they can hear your numbers very clearly at the right speed and, of course, with the right expression. So don't forget, with this exercise, we've learned that no matter what we're actually saying, we can use the sound of our voice and the instruments as an actor to make sure that our voices are being clearly understood and that we're clearly expressing what we want to say. We can use our voices in so many different ways as an actor. Continue to practice different ways that you can use your voice as an actor on stage to tell the story that you want to tell. I can use my voice as an actor. I can use my voice to clearly express a story on stage. And I can warm up my body, voice, and imagination. You will have two options for your homework today. Your first option is to write in your physical journal. In your physical journal, I want you to answer the following questions. Number 1, what was your favorite situation in the activity we just played? Number 2, why was that your favorite situation? Number 3, I want you to imagine what could have happened after the greeting if you were to continue the story. Allow your imaginations to run wild with this one. And number 4, Imagine what could have happened before the greeting for that same situation. And I want you to tell the story of what could have happened between those two characters before that greeting. Option number 2. Your second option is to do a digital recording of your video journal. In this recording, you're going to record yourself and another actor, either the object that you used before or another participant in your house. You're going to record the two of you completing the activity, but you're going to record only your favorite situation. Then I want you to act out what could have happened after that greeting. The catch is you can only use the numbers that you were using before. So if you were to act out or to continue the story, you can only use the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, 6, 7, 8. And then after that, I want you to act out what could have happened before the greeting. Remember, in this scenario, you can only use the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, 6, 7, 8. That's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me in this wonderful world of theater. I'm Miss Bianca, and I'll see you next time.